time to wake up. The show is about to start. With lots of stories about boo and a bit of heart. When it comes to Joanne, you won't find no faults. But if you mess with the bull, you might get the salts. It's time for Mornin. It's Morning with Will and Joe. It's time for Mornin. It's gonna be a hell of a show. Will and Joe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mornin.
Well, how are you?
I'm good. A little tired, but good.
Long night?
No, it could have been longer. Last night, Douglas and I went to Lincoln Center because they do a bunch of like free concerts throughout the summer. So Emily King was performing, and we've seen her before years ago, and we love her. So we were like, let's go. And it was very warm. And there was a threat of thunderstorms, which it did end up storming. So because it's an outdoor venue, as soon as there's the threat of it, they have to stop and they have to send everyone home or at least away. So we got about an hour of concert time, and then they stopped mid-performance. Emily King had brought out her parents, who are musicians. She was singing with her mother, and they interrupted the song to send us home. And I'm like, you couldn't just let these women finish before like stopping it short? Anyways, but it was really cool, and we managed to miss all of the like flash flooding. We were on the train for that, so that was good.
It hit quick and hard, apparently. I missed most of it myself, but yeah, a lot of stuff went on last night weather-wise.
Yeah. But so yeah, I get why they have to stop for safety and all of that stuff, but
It
so
was a
that was fun.
patriarchy. Because it was two women trying to sing.
Yeah, because you know what? Her dad sang with her right before that, and there was no issue. So
Well, good conspiracy. I love it. I'm a person to say I've never done that Lincoln Center thing.
it's really cool.
Do that.
It's nice how they have it set up, like all these chairs, and then they have vendors selling like booze and food, and there's bathrooms, and yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, mental note. It's the same time every week.
They have different stuff throughout the summer, and they have like multiple things going on every night. You just have to check out their website, see what you want to go to.
I will. While I still have the internet. By the way, speaking of arts, I remember this specifically because I know you've seen it. I watched the documentary about slave play last night.
Wait, there's a documentary about it?
Your mere presence is biological warfare. Am I even supposed to be talking?
I don't want to hear that white people are the fucking plague on.
What do you think this documentary is about?
Slave play.
Slave play.
Slave play.
Slave play was recently nominated for a record-breaking 12 Tony Awards.
I'm making this thing that's in part about slave play, but also in whole about me.
Over the next few hours, things are going to be hard.
I'm an actor, okay? I'm not white.
I wanted to invite us to truly imagine all of the ways slavery still lives with us.
Philip! Like a doll? Yes, like a doll. No, motherfucker, I'm the pride.
Damn!
Okay, so, let's, process.
Mostly featuring the director, but basically talking about the whole play. What in the holy FUCK is all of it? What the hell? This guy is basically the Jeffrey Epstein, I'd say, of black on white porn fetish or something. Like, it is unbelievable. What is slave play? I still don't
That
remember.
is, I want to say that's kind of an unfair and
No,
rude comparison.
he reminded me of Hugh Hefner, where he created an entire thing and made it seem as if it was art, just so as to explore his most prurient desires. Borderline. Oh, no, definitely not borderline effect.
Oh,
But like,
Bill. Well, you just then it just really went way over your head, and you're not really meant for the art space because he's being subversive. He's taking many different social and cultural concepts and structures and breaking them down in a way that's never been done before. I would even say done in a postmodern way. I have no idea what I'm saying. Um, no,
postmodern.
listen, it's a lot. I believe it had started off Broadway. Was that in the documentary?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Which like is really kind of the space for that. But as soon as you take it to a commercial audience, which is town folk from Iowa who are coming into New York to see the Intrepid or whatever else, and then to go see slave play. It's a little jarring for some people. Other people, I think, really enjoyed it. It definitely did very well. Had, I think, 11 or 12 Tony nominations. I saw it, and it was I didn't realize when I was going that it was that play meant sexual. So that
my
was a
God. All right. You might be right about me not getting the whole art thing, period.
Mhm.
I never even realized that was a play on words.
Yes,
I just thought it was a
Bill.
really blunt title, like scary movie, sex play.
That's why it's so sexual. It's in the title, slave play, where they act out these sort of slave owner fantasies.
Yeah, I just thought it was because it's a slave play. Wow. All right, I had no business watching it. Clearly, I'm gonna stay in my own lane from now. I'm really upset with myself. I blame the fact that I had a couple in me. It was late at night. Oh boy, this is embarrassing. Yeah, I can't have nice things.
Also, you have a couple in you. It's late at night, and that's what you decide to watch?
Yeah. I was flipping through. I was like, I looked at Cinemax for a while, or whatever it's called, HBO Max, and I'm like, nothing looked good. And then I remembered when Slave Play was out, and I remember that you guys had seen it, and wow, it's a lot.
Speaking of performances, I also went on Monday to City Winery because I had a girlfriend who was doing sort of a cabaret style performance. It was like musical comedy. And one of the women performing has an off-Broadway show. And Bill, you're going to love the subject of this. She created musical, songs based off of bathroom graffiti. So for the past 10 years, she says, she has been photographing the graffiti she has seen in public restrooms. And she has taken verbatim what is written, and those are the lyrics of her songs. And it's really good.
I like writing on walls, fuck you society, Dan, this is actually a door, not a wall, regard society, follow your dreams, I literally only have nightmares, question everything, why, your girl on a scale of 1 to America, how free are you tonight? That's a great line, but underneath it someone wrote, Germany 1942. Idealize the past or see it as broken. Why? Dude, I'm just trying to take a shit. The chamber of secrets has been opened. Now close your legs. The future is in your hands. My dick is the future.
But talk about really committing to an idea. 10 years worth of photography. Although a part of me was like,
Yeah.
I think some people sent her things.
Absolutely. And also 10 years almost makes me less impressed. But that's a long time for it to be cooking there. But any memorable lyrics and or songs from the kind of graffiti she did she have anything even remotely as good as our Whole Foods ass-eating graffiti is the question.
Well, she went through the series of inspirational ones that are sometimes in a women's bathroom, which is like, you look amazing, love yourself, that kind of stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
I would love to go into a unisex one and just be like, actually, I see a little cellulite on you, or you could stand a loose pen. Yeah,
The camera I installed in the toilet says differently.
little Chuck Berry action. What a great idea. Yeah, I'm sorry it's so.
Well, speaking of cellulite,
Wow.
it's a good segment. Pageant news.
Pageant news, an excuse to show these photos. It's pageant news. Yes, queen, get that crown.
Oh, what a lovely, lovely song and intro for the best segment ever. The excuse to show me in a bikini. You guys, the Miss USA pageant got rid of their age limit recently. So at the last Miss Texas USA competition, a 71-year-old competed for the crown. That's right, Marissa Tiejo?
Marissa Tomei? I knew she was getting older, but 70?
She would never compete at Miss Texas. California, maybe, but not Texas. Marissa was representing Paso del Norte. This is why I can't ever go to Texas. I can't pronounce anything. She set the record for the oldest contestant in pageant history when she took the stage as one of 75 contestants vying for the crown. She says, I hope that people will look at us as older women as still being beautiful in our own way. Girl, you didn't have to add the in our own way.
Yeah.
Just keep it beautiful. She says beauty is not just on the outside, but it's on the inside also. Bill, no one has ever said that before.
Well, that's because has she ever had a colonoscopy? Look at the camera and then rethink that statement.
Fair point. She added, young women have dreams, but older people have dreams also. Again, she needs to work with like a media coach or something.
I don't like the word repetition.
She said, I began to realize I could do it and inspire older ladies and young ones too, that there is beauty at any age if you lead a healthy and active lifestyle. So that became my goal instead of just striving to win. I'd also like to add that fitness, especially weightlifting and being strong, are the ultimate goals. Looking beautiful is secondary because fitness and healthy living are the best defenses against aging. So here we go. Pictures of her. I'm going to put them up. Bill, pretend you can see them. Now, she looks pretty good for a 71-year-old woman. My mother is about that age, and she not the same. Not the same. Reality.
Yeah, very postmodern. I forget what you said about the yes. I was trying to quote your slave play thoughts. So I mean, obviously, the second question, the obvious question is this a? I think I already know the answer. Is this another segment? Good GF.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Huh. You know what?
I love that you're thinking about this.
I'll say it's a good for her, but really, it's a let the market decide.
Oh, all right.
Because there's my book. Really, it's they are opening up the pageant system, opening up more opportunities to make money because every contestant has to pay huge entrance fees. I think when I competed, it was over $1,500. Granted, that includes hotel stay for like 1 or 2 nights and meals, but that's an expensive stay. It's more than just that. So yeah, now there's going to be women of all ages doing it to send a message or feel good. And really, it's just a boom for the pageant economy. So I say it's good for
Boy,
everybody.
I suppose so. Well, you've always been a very big, although the book leaves it sort of upended as far as your capitalism book is concerned, because I remember the title had a question mark on it.
Sure,
But I
sure.
guess you really have always been a capitalist fan. I feel that you're probably lying right now, and I think that inside your tiny little brain, you actually hate all of this, and that into your core, you're an elitist, and that back in the day, you're thinking this used to just be something for the pretty people. And why are they letting everyone and their mother come in and rain on
Literally.
a former pretty girl parade? That is just my observation, thoughts. Period.
Here's the only reason why I would be so against it. If I were competing in that pageant and that 71-year-old beat me,
There it is.
I would feel so bad about myself on the inside and the outside. So, yeah, I don't believe she placed in like the top 10. But hey, listen, so long as it makes you feel good and feel confident in yourself, I say do it.
Right.
But yeah, she does look incredible
I didn't look at
for her age. And, you know, milk it for as long as you got it.
Is that one of the contests? You guys have to milk each other? Very strange. And is she even able to do that at such an advanced age?
Am I thinking of a 4-H sort of competition? Is that what it's called?
Actually, that might have been a deleted scene in Slave Play.
Oh
Either
no.
way, not good for Miss USA to have a milky.
So that's it for pageant news.
Pageant news, an excuse to show these photos. It's pageant news. Yes, queen, get that crown.
From I don't know, Bill, how do you segue from
Well, I don't. Which one did you want to do? I need to know that first. Oh, easy one.
from slaying on the runway to murders in the building?
I gotta say, your segues are not completely awful today. I'll give you
Thank
that.
you.
I'll give you that.
Really?
We've got a great graphic for. Believe it, we even have a graphic for this. Thank you.
Yeah, just an excuse to show this.
Yes.
Yay.
Kind of quick side note. I think I texted you last night. Martin Short, guest hosting Jimmy Kimmel. Fantastic, man. He is an absolute national treasure. And apparently Murders in the Building next season is in August, so I have something to look forward to if I'm still alive
nice.
by then. Basically, conventions, participating, The Economist, because we're super cerebral, sort of detailed how huge big true crime has gotten. Podcasts, to now these conventions, to people, to all these actual crimes being sort of crowdsourced online, with cops not necessarily wanting to admit that they're using the help of amateur sleuths out there that are big true crime fans, to people harassing those that are in a famous true crime, usually with very sad results. Like even if it's just like the father of a victim or people they think may be a suspect. The one thing that I hope you're sitting for is the huge majority of these fans are men. Now, of course I'm kidding. It's mostly women.
I was going to say, that doesn't sound right.
It's not. But yeah, and I got that for you, obviously, because you're one of those basics that likes the true crime. And the one thing that I was hoping was in there, but I was actually kind of glad it wasn't. I was waiting for them to get to the part where all these like true crime enthusiasts, a little bit like Only Murders in the Building, actually solved a big crime. No, most of the things they're just they're imposing themselves in a lot of these like crowdsourcing things online, and they're either getting it wrong, finding that the wrong person is a suspect and ruining their lives. It's a lot of stuff like that. But Joe, what does it say about the nation overall? Women, for the most part, and you specifically, All bad things, I assume.
Yeah, I think it really speaks to technology, first of all. The ability for so many people to communicate, to share information, to create a network of people that are like-minded and after the same goal. But then it also speaks to our need, not ours, their need to feel significant, right? People want to feel like they're doing something
Right.
important. And rather than donating their time to their community, volunteering, community service, helping out a neighbor, they're
Sure.
just sitting down on a leather, lumbar supported chair, hopefully, and just typing away at a keyboard, right clicking, copy pasting on their computers, doing their research, which if that helps you sleep at night, which I doubt it does,
Wow.
continue.
I didn't think you were going to go to town on it this much.
No, I mean, it's interesting, right? Like the hobbies that people have or how we can justify our weird curiosities.
Yes.
I know I'm a piece of shit for what I like. It doesn't stop me. I know it's so weird and wrong to watch these documentaries that have really just glorified the deaths of actual people. I think
Sure.
it's so easy to distance yourself from the fact that this is a real human with a family and a life that is no more. So, but I don't like to think about that too much, because when I do, it might make me want to stop, and I'm a consumer, so I don't really want to. But that being said, Bill, I am a consumer. I don't like to work for free.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you're the laziest example of this
Yeah.
phenomenon. Did this
Yeah.
all, I suppose this was always a thing, but did it really get traction with the phenomenon that was, what is it? Don't F with cats?
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, wasn't there an internet sleuth who actually helped solve that?
That was
Wasn't that?
one of the ones where people really did get together to track this guy down, find him, and I think eventually incarcerate him. I told you, though, I remember watching it because everyone was so into it. And I remember thinking that this guy didn't even exist, that this was a whole elaborate hoax on the people that were involved in the true crime thing, and that none of these people were actual victims. All the photos were fake, and that this was just a non-thing. And I thought that was
Yeah.
twist, but I was wrong.
Well, what's interesting in this article you sent is that this isn't just now this whole industry of true crime. It's not just people sitting behind a computer now. Now, almost like an escape room or some sort of interactive performance, you can go and like actually try to solve something where there's fake blood and you have to wear gloves and find evidence. I'm kind of into that more. At least then you're almost like a magic show. Like there's something to do. It's like tactile. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a little more involved than just sitting at home. And again, I think there's a market for it. Escape rooms are the rage.
Yeah, it's the comic conning of America.
Sure.
Once it gets relatively big, there's going to be meet and greets and conventions. And in this case, it's about unsolved murders.
Yeah. But it is interesting, too, the point that they said about law enforcement potentially looking at these message boards, paying attention to these sleuths and the research they've done to help their own case. But they'll never say that.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, of course.
You would think that they would want the help. I'm just like, it's the equivalent of the FBI and the CIA constantly fighting and not helping each other or sharing information rather than just doing whatever they can to get it done. No offense, Mike Baker. But in this case, the cops just want to not admit that, Ethel in Saskatchewan really knew exactly where the murderer was hiding out.
Okay, which Ethel? Because there's at least 5 in Saskatchewan.
It was the Ethel that was the runner-up and the 70-year-old pageant winner.
Saskatchewan has a lot of geriatric pageant contestants. It's pretty cool.
They're the world capital. Very good at the milking part of the presentation. Um,
From true crime to true detectives. This is a TikTok, people.
oh, gotcha. Yes.
Um,
Man, I got some thoughts on this one.
yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, I cannot play the TikTok because the woman took it down, I think, for legal reasons. But also, I don't know that I really want to promote it. And
Oh,
here's
I
why.
was wondering where you would come, where you would side on this one.
Yeah. So a woman by the name of Caroline Renid, she was on a flight and she apparently caught a man cheating, documented it, and posted it to TikTok. And then within maybe 24 to 48 hours, the internet found this man, found his wife,
Narc.
and blasted it everywhere.
This is on a flight, I believe, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
this content creator posted video of herself, like a selfie. She's holding her phone like this. She's pretending that she's looking at her eye just so she can get the man in the seat behind her. She posted, if this man is your husband flying United Airlines flight 2140, like getting very specific, from Houston to New York, he's probably going to be staying with Katie tonight. She aired this guy's dirty laundry to a staggering 24 million TikTok viewers. She showed shots of the two of them. She had said that they met at the airport bar and haven't left each other's side since then. He convinced her to change her seat so she could sit next to him and they could drink. I don't know his name, but know hers because he keeps saying it. I wouldn't have known he was married if he hadn't been wearing his wedding ring. While some online onlookers scolded her for failing to mind her own business, she also has supporters hailing her for outing the cheat.
Ugh.
Someone joked it's proof
Yeah.
that us ladies are better than damn FBI agents. Someone else is like, may your hair slay every day. You're doing the Lord's work.
You wrote that.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently I found from like looking at YouTube, this guy, his lawyers, I guess, told her to take it down. But the people who are then making these videos about this video are sharing the name of this guy, the name of the wife, where he works. They're like, he might get fired. Who knows? And that is getting way too far. Bill, what are your immediate thoughts about it?
Well, they always say because of the mid-century modern technology that we all have these days, that for stuff like this, it's never been easier to cheat. But because of that, it's never been easier to get caught. And this almost even goes back to the true crime thing: is how are there still unsolved crimes? There are cameras everywhere. There is someone, every single person in America has their own camera. Like, I don't understand how anyone gets away with anything. Unless you're like a security guard at Dwayne Reed and look the other way when the guy leaves with a handful of crap. I do not get how the whole thing's mind-blowing. And this woman better have a squeaky clean life. Because you know what? I'm going after her. I see what she's been up to.
So I do think that there is a level of nosiness in here that is unnecessary. Also because you don't know this man and his marriage situation. He may be in an open marriage. That, in fact, may be his wife. And they do some weird role play when they travel.
You didn't like yucking people's yums. And there you are, doing it right now. Weird role playing.
But I love how I'm defending him while also yucking a yum. Yeah, I understand maybe if the man was harassing the woman and you're documenting it as evidence for her or for the airline or authorities to see. But if both adults are consenting and having a good time and they're not really bothering you, I don't know why you would do that unless it's for internet clout and views and whatever. Because truly she has likely ruined this man's life
Oh, yeah.
to a larger degree than if the wife just found out on her own. This poor wife, like, was she thinking about the wife at all? I don't think so. I think she was thinking about herself.
Of
So
course.
yeah, I don't know that I agree with it.
I like the role playing aspect. As you know, I try to bring everything back to Modern Family. And every Valentine's Day, Phil and Claire Dunphy dress up as different personas and meet up at a hotel lobby and pretend that they're having an affair with their respective spouses. And as you can imagine, comedy often ensues. It never goes exactly the way they want to, Joe. I should have said
Yeah.
spoiler alert. But anyway, there are a lot of Claires and Phils in the world. Perhaps that is exactly what was going on. Probably not, but we don't know. Mind your own, narc plane lady.
Yeah. And sort of to your point, and I believe Plato said this, do not ye TikTok unless ye then wishes to also be TikToked.
Absolutely said that. Yeah, it might have been some but
You know, or like talk about like a really postmodern sort of social media human centipede where everyone everyone is literally just filming each other. It's like I'm filming you, but you're filming that person who's filming that person. And
yeah.
I hope it gets to a point where none of us care anymore. Like,
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I doubt that that's going to happen, but unbelievable, man. It just cannot. You know what? At this point, everyone's gonna start feeling like those celebrities that are on talk shows, and they're like, it's gotten to the point now with paparazzi and stuff. Like, you just can't go out in your sweatpants and a dirty shirt anymore because you never know when you're gonna get, that old lament. Everyone on planet Earth has to think that now,
yeah.
because even if they're not doing anything bad, they could be in the background of another video of somebody else doing something bad, and they're scratching their ass, or haven't showered, whatever. Like, God.
Well, and I also just think like tact has changed, or like we just don't have it anymore. Like you saying that just reminded me of, being a teenager at the beach, right? And there's inevitably some weird looking person who's maybe wearing something that's a little too revealing. Or I'm specifically thinking about like a guy who is like, spilling out of his trunks or whatever it might be.
Are you body
And
shaming me?
yes. And I remember once I was either with someone or it was me. It was probably me who was like, oh, trying to snap a sneaky photo. And my sister or a friend is like, what are you doing? That's like an invasion of their privacy. Like, why would you? Yeah, it's a public place, but like, why would you do? That's rude. Why would you do that? Like, where has that decency gone these days? It's like everything is fair game. Even, if someone's bleeding on the sidewalk, we're like, let me take a picture or a video. And it just feels icky. It's just icky now.
Yeah, or perhaps your sister was just yucking your yum. That was your thing. You wanted to just take a picture of the fat dude in the Speedo. And, that's your journny.
Yeah. Although, it might have been back in the day when I had like a Canon camera, like the little one with the wrist attachment. And I'm like at the beach with my camera.
Only the cute girls could get away with going to a beach with a camera. I can imagine how quickly I'd be put in jail if I was at a beach with just a giant zoom.
Although now, Bill, when I go to the Rockaways, we don't know what it is, but there is a drone. Every time we go, we're wondering if it's either a part of the park system and it's for the lifeguards, or they're looking for sharks, because we know that the Rockaways have had shark sightings, in the past. So potentially that, or if it's just a freak
Yes.
who is with a drone just trying to capture images of girls in their bikinis.
vaguely recall them mentioning the fact that they were going to start using drones, which is absolutely ridiculous. Don't get me started on the overall statistics of the threat of someone actually getting attacked by a shark. You're more likely, and this is true, to get killed with a vending machine falling on you than being attacked by or killed by a shark. But what a brilliant thing if you're a voyeur or a perv, me basically, it's to just bring your own less scientific drone, and everyone else just assumes it's the shark-proof drone guy, but really it's the bikini guy.
I also think we need to use a different statistic or analogy for shark attacks, because I am in the ocean more than I am ever purchasing something from a vending machine. Like maybe back in the 90s, the vending machines were like more of a thing. But now I don't think people really, unless maybe in an office space, but even then I feel like that's not the case.
God, I remember there was a couple freelance editing gigs where basically my lunch was vending machines. Ugh, how disgusting I was.
What
But
was
none of them fell on me.
what was your go-to vending machine purchase?
Whatever type of almost like gorp. Is that a Midwestern term? It's basically like trail mix type stuff with more chocolate in it and things like that. Lots of stuff like that. Mixed bag type things. And there'd just be salt and everything all over my keyboard. And that wasn't healthy. Although I weirdly think I thought that type of trail mix snacks were healthy at the time, but sugar.
It was a Shark Tank pitch, and now I see them also at airports. It's called maybe like farm something, but it's literally like salads in a cup in a vending machine, and you can purchase a lunch that's a salad. It's like vegetables out of it. It's refrigerated, but I still don't trust it. I just don't. I'm like, there's no way that people are ordering enough of these, or it's getting I don't know. It just seems the airport, clearly, as we know from the story, is not where you make healthy decisions.
Especially at a little thing called an airport bar. But I like the idea of you just sort of hemming and hawing and figuring out the overall purpose of the salad in a cup in a vending machine. And you're there for so long that all of a sudden it just falls on you.
Honestly, yes. Yeah. I would be standing there just like really thinking about the pitch that they made to the sharks to make it happen. And oh my God, again, sharks. Wow, this is like a full circle topic.
So many accidental callbacks today.
I think I am going to become that person, though, who starts bringing their own food in Tupperware to the airport for my trips because the price is outrageous.
Wow. Joanne Ma as well. We're bringing back a lot of oldies and goodies today.
Yeah.
I don't think you're allowed to do that, by the way. I don't think they allow you to put food through the old TSA.
Yeah, you just have to let them know that you have it.
You just like have to this myself.
You have to take it out separately, and you're like, I have food. It can't be liquids, but like I have a sandwich or I have a salad. Like, that's how people, if they buy, New York bagels, how they travel with it home.
I would almost go out and say that the guy that got busted by TikTok had too much liquids. I'm talking about the guy drunk, and she knows.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if then, who else could he sue? Could he, the bartender who overserved him at that airport lounge, perhaps? That's the person who made him cheat.
He could sue the very idea of altitude for making him even drunker than he normally would have been.
Yes.
Yeah. As well as the next flight attendant that probably gave him some gratis booze.
Also, who changed seats with this woman? The last I've heard, everyone on flights, no one wants to move their seat. Everyone likes the seat they chose. They paid for it. How did he sweet talk someone else into moving? This guy is a mastermind.
Well, he sussed out another like-minded alcoholic and offered to buy them drinks for the rest of the flight, and then therefore they moved. Yeah.
That is a very good point. Wow. All right. Well, we've solved nothing.
Yeah. Made America worse again.
Yeah. Bill, what do you have to plug or promote? Oh, you recently did Pizza Pod Party, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't think it's out until first or second week of July, which is coming up.
Yeah.
But Alfred had me on his, in Arthur Buffino. They have the great Pizza Pod Party. They just had the author of Game of Thrones.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big get. Although he strikes me as one who does like his pizza. You'll like it because we talk about you a lot, and I make fun of you a lot. And since Arthur doesn't know me that well, was watching his expression, like, wow, almost like, do you want us to keep this in? Like, I don't think he realizes how much I insult you on a regular basis, but he was very surprised at all the nice things I had to say about you.
Yeah, Bill, it's interesting how even in emails to people we don't know, let's say initial pitches, you will call me Hitler's butt baby or like just certain things that is not really the best foot forward. It's a foot, but not the best one.
Well, especially if you're a breech birth, you come out as Hitler's butt baby, foot first. But I would also say that actually, I didn't even say anything that bad about you, except for the fact that I mentioned that you had mentioned that the LBI was your favorite area for pizzas.
Huh?
And then I'm like, I know what you're asking. What place specifically did Joe recommend going? And I'm like, she didn't. She neglected to tell me because she's stupid. And I just kept talking, and the guy's just like, "Ooh, like, are they having an issue?"
Yeah.
uh,
I don't remember. I don't remember where I got it from, but
I
it's like
figured as much. Yes.
on Long Beach Island, it's literally all the same. I mean, it's Shore Pizza. Shore Pizza is its own thing.
I do recall liking it. But yeah, so there's that. And yeah, what's going on with you? Gonna rewatch Slave Play?
I am going to a wedding this weekend. And oh wait, The More You Joe. I am going to a wedding this weekend in New Jersey where I have volunteered myself as the day of coordinator. So we'll see how that goes. I might ruin a
Why
wedding.
did you do that?
It's a family friend.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
nice of you.
Yeah. So the next time we all chat, I might have no more friends, or I will have started a new business as a wedding day of coordinator.
You should just do a whole bunch of true crime themed activities. Have
Oh,
someone
I'm gonna leave a trail of blood. Oh, it's gonna be good. Bye, everyone.